Hey guys, so I'm in Taiwan now, and definitely the hardest thing about being here is having to learn how to walk on my hands. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
So I'll start with February 18th. And February 18th is a very important day because it's my mom's 1 year anniversary of being sober. And so I just wanted to give a big shout out to her because I'm so proud of how far she's come in just 1 year. So February 19th was the party for that 1 year anniversary, and I hung out with friends and family and we celebrated my mom's 1 year anniversary. Alright, February 20th, so 2 days away from flying to Taiwan. So my buddy Will came down from Ottawa. We got the car and we drove to Waterloo, where a lot of our friends go to university. So we wanted to hang out with some friends before I go, and we were thinking of going to the Mandarin. But when we got to Waterloo, nobody was there because it was Family Day, which is a national holiday in Canada. We ended up just getting some gas, driving back, but in the end it didn't work out. So now, February 21st, one day before I fly to Taiwan. So, February 21st was a goose chase day. I had to just basically do a bunch of stuff around the town. We also visited Walmart and said goodbye on the intercom. I got my money for Asia. We also packed all night that night. I got back up at 5:30, so I only slept for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And when I got up, it was a very, very foggy morning. So we traveled about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get to the airport. So my flight was at 11:30 a.m. originally. Something happened, and it was delayed to 12:10 p.m. Now I had to board the plane, so I got through customs. This was actually the first time getting through airport customs where they haven't pulled my bags aside and asked me a bunch of questions. Because I usually carry like a bunch of tech. I'll usually carry like little circuit boards. I'll carry different cell phones. I'm a fairly sketchy guy when it comes to airports. So then I got on the plane, and I flew with Korean Air. And this was easily the best flight I've ever been on. And there are 3 reasons for that. The first reason was my flying buddy who sat beside me, Rosemary. She was a very, very kind Korean lady, and it was quite a blast to hang out with her and chat with her and share meals with her. The second reason was all the stuff they provided on my seat. So when I got there, they had a bunch of stuff ready for me. They had a little blue package which had like little flip-flops in it, toothbrush, whole bottle of water. They put a really nice thick blanket on the seat as well. The third and final reason was just the views, okay? I absolutely loved the views out the window. So I had a window seat. This was what I found quite funny about the flight. So originally our flight path was going right over North Korea. And so I was like, hey, I'm actually going to get to see a bit of North Korea. And so, I was excited to see this. And as our flight went on, I noticed that we started to divert a bit away from North Korea as we were approaching South Korea. And this turned into like a full-on avoidance of North Korea. And so I guess the pilots were scared of being shot down or something, but I just found that really interesting. Okay, so here's where I almost missed my connecting flight. So because the other flight was delayed, we landed around 4:15 p.m. local time. So it's about 4:15 p.m. in Korea, and we land. I get all my stuff. I speed demon my way with Rosemary to customs, and she speaks some Korean to someone there, some official. Let me skip the whole line. I go to the front of customs. They rush me through, and my second flight is supposed to take off at like 4:30 p.m. And so I run there, and they let me in just as they're closing the doors. They're literally about to close the doors, and I'm like, no. I give them my boarding pass, and they let me on. And then, I think I was the last person to get on the plane. And so my second flight was about 3 hours long, and I basically just listened to some music. The guy beside me, I don't think he spoke much English, and he seemed like he didn't want to be there, so we didn't talk much. So I landed in Taiwan, and I can't describe to you the feeling of joy that I had when I was walking down the first aisle or the first area of the airport after I got off the plane, and just seeing the traditional Chinese ads along the wall and seeing Taiwanese people and just hearing Mandarin all around me. It was just like something completely out of this world to me. I'll never forget that feeling. Check this out. Taiwan, son. Customs stamped me off, and so I went through, got my baggage. And so this was my first real experience of interacting with Taiwanese people, and I gotta say, it was something like, I couldn't believe how nice people were. So this one guy, I was around the train station and I was trying to find where I'm supposed to go. And he must have seen me, you know, struggling to get where I needed to go. And so he came up to me and he spoke English and he said, you know, do you need help? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so I showed him where I need to go. And he walked me for like 10 minutes. He walked me just exactly to where I need to go, showed me where I should walk on. And like, I got on my train and knew where I was going because of this guy who was like taking time out of his day to just help some random foreigner in his country. And there were a couple other people like that. And I come from Canada, so when I say Taiwanese people are nice, you know, you can guarantee that they're good to go. So then I got to my co-living space in Taiwan. I basically just unpacked, had a snack, and went to sleep because I was so tired. If you've enjoyed my story and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe below. Give it a like, and please leave a comment if you want to share your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.